So we have to talk about the ladies of The View, right? They're not too happy with the fact that Al Green, congressman, was censured for acting like a damn fool during Trump's speech. Was it Tuesday? And that's not the fact that he got censured is not what pisses off The View, right? The fact that not only did the Republicans vote to get him censured, but 10 other Democrats joined in to also censure Al Green, and the ladies of The View are not happy with that.
So yesterday, the House voted to censure Green, which inspired this show of unity from some Democrats. Watch this.
Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker.
It's touching, but it didn't unite them all because 10 Democrats voted to censure Green.
Wow. Do you want a list of the 10?
Do you want to hear their names?
That's how bad it was. When you got 10 Democrats coming over to the other side to say, you know what, all right, you were clearly out of line. That tells you how bad it was. So therefore, the fact that 10 Democrats have said, you know what, we're gonna join in and censure, that's how bad it was. They knew that he was acting out of line. He was clearly being disrespectful and clearly had to do something about it, because that's just not how the way you conduct yourself, right? Especially when you're interrupting the president speaking during the speech, you're just constantly interrupting. That's not how you conduct yourself, right? Maybe you show your voice, your displeasure, and then you shut up. But he just kept on going. It's almost as if he wanted to get kicked out. So he clearly got what he deserved.
Why go after them, too? Go after the Republicans.
Because they don't know how to fight and be part of an opposition party. Representative Green gave them the example. The Democrats are not meeting the moment. It is very clear that Medicaid is on the table. It is very clear that Social Security is on the table. It is very clear that people will die. The baby boomers, the civil rights generation, they knew what they had to do. They were willing to fight and die for their rights. This generation of Congress, they are not meeting the moment.
See, people like Sunny are annoying because how she always wants other people to fight and die and fight for her rights. Why don't you do it? Why do you want other people to go and do it? Why don't you do it yourself? But see, that's how people like her act. They want other people to do the fight for her, right? Where she just watches and sits and just talks. Other people out here risking their lives for fighting for her rights, but she's not gonna do anything but just talk. So all this nonsense she's talking about, just all these people people need to fight for their rights. What are you gonna do except just watch and watch other people fight? Because clearly all she wants to do is just talk.
It's an existential crisis.
And also, I might point out, some of them are from the most liberal states like New York, Hawaii, California.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
Okay,
they should have all walked out with him.
And three are from districts.
Here's a question. Where was all this talk about decorum from Republicans when Marjorie Taylor Greene was screaming at Biden? Okay.
See, the difference is Marjorie Taylor said her piece and then she stopped. She didn't just keep going like Al Green. Al Green was just being disruptive, especially while Trump is talking. Right? He's just constantly making noise, being disruptive, acting like a petulant child. Marjorie Taylor said her piece and then shut up. Right? After Biden said something, then he would say something. She didn't just keep going being disrespectful like Al Green was. So there's a difference.
All right, now, you want to hear where they are? I'm going to read them. Amy Berra, Ed Case, Jim Costa, Lauren Gillen, Jim Himes, I would never have thought that. Chrissy Houlihan, Marcy Kaptur, Jared Moskowitz, what?
Yeah.
Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez from Washington, and Tom Suozzi.
I think, respectfully, though, there's a lot of people who saw the outburst differently, including Democrats, which was, if you're going to protest and be an opposition party, do it with intentionality and make sure it works. Holding up signs, it's protesting, are they being advised by people who use, Windows 98? It's the most outdated, inconsistent.
We're talking about Green.
But to his point, I get his point on Medicaid, but this mandate point, if Democrats are going to keep arguing, we only lost by X million of votes, that That is not the winning message you guys think that it is.
He doesn't have a
But
mandate.
can I just tell you what Swazi said, why he voted?
How many votes do you need
for
win
him?
by to have a mandate?
This is Swazi's, he's a New York guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Both parties must hold themselves to the same standards we expect from the other side. See, they're going to a gunfight with a knife, as they say.
Therein lies the problem, you see.
Yeah.
Look, I like civility in Congress. And I think that when you are in Congress, we are not at a WWE wrestling match. This is not the House of Commons. This is the U.S. Capitol. The problem is that this is not happening in a vacuum. We all remember when Joe Wilson, the Republican congressman, stood up against Barack Obama giving a State of the Union and called him a liar.
Said you lie. Said you lie.
We saw Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, the congressional hearings lately have devolved into shouting matches that are shameful. And frankly, like you, I have a really hard time being lectured by Republicans who are trying to whitewash and rewrite history, because if you didn't stand up against Donald Trump's pardon of 1,500 insurrectionists who have violated the Capitol like no other time in history, then you don't have the right.
See, this is what they need to get, yo. This whole January 6th thing, it doesn't work. And you're talking about him pardoning all these people. Where's this outrage when Joe Biden with his partners? Where's the outrage? Didn't hear you say a word about it. Didn't hear you say anything about that, right? But you want to bring up President Trump pardoning January 6th. And guys, you keep using this January 6th. No one cares. No one cares about January 6th. It's not that serious. No one cares about that. Only people care about it are you. No one cares. The American people do not care. They just don't, right? And of course we want civility when it comes to these things. But however, it's got to the point where no one wants to work with each other. You see how the Democrats are. They're the party of opposition. Anything Trump does, they want to oppose it. They don't care if it's good, whether it's actually saving lives. They don't care. They don't want to work with Trump. They do not want to be seen as helping Trump in any way. And this is why people are tuned off to the Democratic Party, because they see you as not doing anything for the American people. This is why the Democrats are losing people, and they continue to lose people because they are a party of do nothings. They're just talkers, right? They don't actually have a plan. You can see the leadership. They don't have a leader. They don't have no idea what they're doing. They're lost, right? They have no idea what direction they're going. They don't have a strategy to get people back on their side because they don't have a plan, right? You got Governor Newsom. You got Governor Newsom on a podcast with Charlie Kirk asking for advice. Charlie Kirk is 31 years old. Newsom is in his 50s, right? I would expect that Newsom has way more experience when it comes to politics, and he's asking Charlie Kirk for advice on what he needs, what the party needs to do. You need better ideas. That's what it is. It's not that complicated. Your ideas suck. Get better ideas. You're a 50-year-old politician asking Charlie Kirk, 31 years old, for advice on what he needs to be doing with the party. That just shows you they have zero direction, they have zero leadership, their ideas are no good, and people are turned off by their ideas. And this is what these Democrats just don't understand. They just keep going back to January 6th and stuff that no one cares about, and they're wondering why they're losing. And this is what the frustration is coming from. They're frustrated because they're losing, and they see Trump constantly winning. This is what bothers them. This is what they're mad because they're losing so much. And Trump continues to win, and they don't like it. And I get it. It sucks to lose. But you know what? If your ideas are no good, then guess what? You're going to be losing a lot. Get used to it.
To clutch your pearls and be all outraged
but they don't care.
over a member of Congress standing up.
Yeah, but my bigger outrage is every one of those elected officials in that room was put there because of voters. They have a job to do, and what they keep doing is not doing their job. Censures are like a slap on the wrist, and all they want to do is it was him, it was her, it was this. They fight against each other rather than work with one another. We send them there to make legislation, to move the ball forward. Right now, we have an impending government shutdown coming up. That's coming up. 70,000 jobs at the VA. Military aid and intelligence sharing to Ukraine was just suspended. Those are problems that people care about. Stop fighting like little wieners in D.C. and start answering to your constituents. This censor stuff even that we talk about, do we want it, who voted who, this is all pathetic.
But doesn't the Republican Party, isn't that the party in charge of all these problems?
Well,
In charge of
no,
the House?
censorship is a
The
stupid
House?
thing that
No,
I called
I'm not
out when
talking
they
about
censored.
that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about the cuts, the VA cuts.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Republican Party?
But what I'm
have-
saying
the
is
point
get
is
the work
use your
done. There's
power, though.
legislation.
Like,
Stop singing in there. Stop holding up signs. Stop censoring the left and then the right and then screaming at each other.
Censuring
You're
is two
feckless.
different words.
I don't care. You're feckless. And what they're not doing is having more fun fighting with each other, putting on their partisan jerseys, than they are representing the constituents that voted them
And
there.
the votes will be there, the support will be there if they have a message that resonates with their constituents. And I want to play a quick clip, and it's no disrespect to Hakeem Jeffries, but this is what a losing message looks like.
What's wrong with y'all? We don't need to send paid protesters into your town hall meetings. The American people are with us.
Fire your social media.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, these Democrats, man, they lost, man. They are lost. I don't know what's going on this past week, but they've been on this run with social media where it's almost like they're trying to connect with people, and they've been doing these just cringe, awkward social media postings, and it is just not working, man. These people are weird, man. These people are weird. They are not connected with people. Like, and you wonder why people leaving the Democratic Party. Nobody wants to be associated with them. They are the party of weirdos, man. Nobody wants to be associated with them. And you see the people that are running their party, it's just like so cringe. Like, what are you doing? Like, yo, Hakeem Jeffries is the most awkward person I've ever seen, yo. Like, he's just awkward. He's just in the Democratic Party, there's nothing authentic about them. Nothing authentic. They are, you look at them, they just fake. Every time they speak, every time they talk, they just fake, and you can see it. People see the fakeness in them. And this is what continues to show that people don't want to be associated with the Democratic Party because they're just fake people.
A person, there's no one behind you. Like, make it seem like people are with you. Make it seem like you want to be part of the team. But it seems like it's a lot of sign waving. It's disjointed messages. They can't decide what it is they're rallying around. In like this federal workforce, there are actual cuts that matter, like to the VA, like potentially to Medicaid.
That the Republicans are supporting.
I know, but instead they're messaging never fire a single federal worker.
Let's talk about what the Republicans are
that
doing.
some people can be fired and that you can shrink government. Talk about the goods and services people won't
Frankly,
have
I
if you
think
make these
people
cuts.
have, I think
Man, look at, man. You need to understand something, man. People support what Trump, Elon Musk are doing. This is just what it is. They support. This is what they want done. Trump said he was going to do this during his campaign, and he's doing it. So this idea that people aren't supporting it. People are supporting it. This is what they want. We're seeing him get things done, right? And he's going to continue to do it because that's what we want. That's what the American people want. You can say whatever you want. You don't think it's a mandate or not. It is what it is. That's just your opinion. Okay? So he's going to continue to do what he's doing, and we're going to continue to keep winning, keep watching, and see what else he got next that Trump's going to do. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so, then make sure you subscribe. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Later.